Good morning. How's everybody doing? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me, Olivia? Okay, good.
I can hear you.
Good. Nobody else has their camera on, so I can't tell. All right, good morning. I can't believe it's Tuesday, or only Tuesday is what I should be saying. Right, Amanda? All right, so today's our last T-shirt Tuesday. I know, it's crazy. Thanks, Olivia, for wearing the AC/DC shirt. I appreciate it. It's wonderful. Amanda, is yours plain white? What kind of shirt you got on? Oh, that's a perfect shirt. I love it. See, you're feeling great because you're in math class. I know, it's true. All right, Aaron's is just plain. AJ, what's your shirt?
Just plain.
Just plain. Okay, well, you can see mine. It's an oldie but a goodie. I know you'll appreciate it. I thought it would be a good one because it's like celebration, right? Okay. I gotta see the bottom. Yeah, you love it. Come to the nerd side. We have pie. We do. It's true. Just makes me want to eat pie and make pie. Sounds good. I'm not going to, but it's a thought that counts, right? All right. Good morning. So today we are going to do our last activity. We're also going to go over a couple things that some people have sent me their presentations, and more than one person is missing something. So I want to make sure I go over some things that you should have. Because presentations start tomorrow. Did you remember that? That's true. They do. It's crazy. My mouse is not working. It's technology day every day, right? Okay. All right. So let me find my slides for today. I don't want to go over the ones on the final, the final presentation when I don't have everybody here because I'll just be repeating it again and again. So I do have a little bit of a warm up, so we'll try that of our measurement stuff while we're waiting for more people, hopefully, right? So there you go. Can you see my screen? Try those 3 measurement ones. It's my oldest son's birthday today. I know you don't care, but I just had to say it out loud. He's 22. I know, isn't that crazy? 22. That's insane. All right, did you have a chance to do those three? All right, let's look at the very first one. What did you get for 45 inches is how many feet, how many inches? Angelina says 3 feet, 9 inches. Does anyone agree? All right, Aaron says he agrees. Anyone have a question on how you get that? No, everybody all right? Oh, good. Amanda agreed with it as well. How about number 2? 3 pounds is how many ounces?
I got 48.
48 ounces. Anyone confirm Aaron's 48 ounces? Yesenia, Angelina, good. Any questions on how to get that one? Did you have to look up your little conversion chart? There's 16 ounces in a pound. Yeah, so some of us might have to use that. And then the last one is the metric system. 500 centimeters is how many meters?
Five.
Yeah, because there's 100 centimeters in each meter. So there you go. We're going to talk about the Nana's chocolate milk assignment. It's on Desmos. Has anyone used Desmos before? Not just the calculator, but has anybody done a Desmos activity before? No? Okay, so it's an interactive activity, so it'll have to be open in a separate window. So, and you can turn your Zoom camera off if you want. I can put you in breakout rooms so you can do it. It's not, it shouldn't take too long, but make sure if you're stuck or you have questions, you let me know. I'm gonna play the video for you, but then you can watch the video as many times as you want while you do it. Hold on 1 second. So I'm going to put the link in the chat, maybe. And put your real name in there because that's how I'm giving you credit for doing the assignment. And then don't start it quite yet. Just wait a second. I'm going to show you the first video. So basically, it's an activity that is interactive. And it's about proportional reasoning like we've just been talking about. Sorry, I'm just trying to get it all set up on my end. Okay. So I'm going to play you the video. It's playing, so make sure you're paying attention.
Oh no. Man, it's gonna kill me.
Okay. I'm not sure why that version did not have sound. Let me see if I have one with sound because it's so much better with sound. Let me play this one. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Let's see this one. And so you're going to fix, it's called Nana's chocolate milk. You are going to fix what happened. He did not make the chocolate milk correctly. Let me see if this one has sound. It's not a lot of sound, but okay, this one has sound. Let me play it for you one more time. You can watch it as many times as you want when you're in there if it helps you. Okay. I don't know why it doesn't have sound when you watch it.
Oh no.
So
Man,
it
it's
was
gonna
supposed to
kill
be
me.
1 cup of milk, 4 scoops of chocolate. When he was making it for Nana, he put in an extra scoop of chocolate. And Nana's going to kill him because she likes her chocolate milk with the right amount of chocolatiness. So you have to fix it. Okay? So you have to fix Nana's chocolate milk. So the activity walks you through how to fix it. So if you log in, oh gosh, you guys can hear it and I couldn't? That's weird. I don't know why. Okay, so, oh good, it looks like 2 of you are in. And then on the one, so it has you watch the video, then it says, how can you fix it? Then there's one that has an actual cup of milk. And if you have to click on it and it'll stir it for you and it'll tell you if it's right or not. Okay. So you work through the, okay, so I see AJ and Amanda are in there. Is anybody else in there? Olivia, did you put your name in there? How come I see a Sarah? Oh, there we go. I see you now, Olivia. So I see Angelina, Ashley, Aaron, Yesenia, Olivia, Amanda, AJ. Is that everybody? All right, so you can watch the video again, but then you can proceed to the next slide and just work your way all the way to the end. There's 7 slides. I think it might make you watch the video again. And then let me know if you have any questions. I'm not going to put you in breakout rooms. I'm just going to have you work here. Hi, Valerie. We're doing Nana's chocolate milk. Let me put the thing in the chat, and you need to watch the video and then go through all the slides. Okay, remember you're getting a grade for this, so I'm reading your responses on that last slide. You need to be very mathematically specific. And answer the question, how many different ways can you solve the problem? Can you guys see each other's responses? Or no? On that last slide.
I can see everyone's responses.
Nice. So keep going. We're going to talk about them in just a minute. All right, so it looks like Valerie's almost done. I want you to be very specific in your thing. So like Amanda's is pretty specific. So some of you are a little less specific. So like Angelina's, yours needs to be more specific. Ashley, yours needs to be, you're getting there at the end. Same thing on yours, Erin. Just in general, what do I have to do? I'm going to put another problem for you guys to work out in the chat while Valerie's finishing, okay? So just work on this problem. It's the same idea. Olivia, yes. Try that problem. I'm going to put you guys in breakout rooms so you can talk and let Valerie finish. Hi, Deshay. I'm going to give you a link to what we're doing right now. And you need to work through that, and then I'll come visit you in your breakout room. Oops, wrong link. All right, I'm going to put you in breakout rooms. I want you guys to discuss how you got your answer to that second part, okay? Make sure you have that question. I'm putting you in your breakout rooms. Deshay, you can stay here if it's going to kick you out technology-wise. Okay, perfect. And Yesenia can give you the other question too. Hello, hello. We're almost all back. My dogs are very excited today. There must be lots of stuff going on outside. All right. So welcome back. By the way, did you like Nana's chocolate milk? I think it's kind of fun. I like those activities. I do a lot of those in some of my other classes that I do. It's very fun. Like one of my classes has 3 to do this week, like on their own time. So I'm gonna pull up a couple things. So first of all, let me do this instead. Let me share my screen here. So what's nice about the Nana's chocolate milk is I can see things. I'm gonna put this. Okay, so it won't show any of your names at all on this, but it will show you kind of what I see from my end. So I can see a summary, I can see where everybody is. So you can see, like, I can see everybody's solution at the end. Okay, so I can see everybody as you're doing it. Do you see it changed your names to like some scientists? So it's kind of fun. This, I don't know about you, but let me see if I can go to a student view on this. So if you noticed, you can move these by increments, right? You can move these and decide how you want to stir it. So if you want to, you know, what do you want to add? I saw some of you add just 0.25 of a cup, which is really a quarter of a cup, right? Sounds more normal when we say a quarter of a cup. And we're going to add no chocolate. So just a quarter cup of milk and no chocolate. And then we stir it up. And we can say, oh, were we the right chocolatiness for this? And it did fix it. It gave me a check mark, because if you notice, if you tried to add the wrong thing, like let's say if I added a quarter of a cup, but I added 1, and then I stirred it. So when we did it, it's still not right because it's still too chocolatey. See, it's supposed to be this color brown and it's much darker. Now, I don't know about you, but if I was Nana, I wouldn't really care. I'd be like, oh, more chocolate, bring on the chocolate. I'm good with that, right? But this is proportional reasoning. So now let's look at some of your answers here. You go back to summary. And so you can see you will need to even out the mixture. The chocolate seems to take up a quarter cup of milk. So by adding said quarter, you should even out the mixture. So in other words, for every quarter cup of chocolate, right, we need 1 cup of milk. So 1 scoop of chocolate is really a quarter cup of chocolate. Does that seem to add up there? Okay, and then there's multiple ways to solve Dan's problems. How many of you are like, I don't even know how many? There's just a lot of them. One of you said there's infinite ways, right? Some of you are like, wait a minute, how big's the cup, right? If I can only fit 3 cups of milk in there, there's not going to be infinite ways. Well, maybe, depending on how I can measure that scoop. But you can see how specific our explanations are. And the reason I wanted to point this out is it's important when you're explaining mathematics to be very specific, because that's what you have to do in your presentation, right? So while figuring out the ratio of milk to chocolate powder, you can solve the problem many different ways. If too much chocolate powder is used, you can add more milk. In the first equation, I decided the amount of milk used versus the chocolate powder, then decided what would be equivalent. You can also add more chocolate powder if too much milk was poured. While looking at the number line, we can see that a quarter cup of milk is needed to fix the problem. Add a 1/4 cup of milk since 5 scoops of chocolate powder are used. So 1 cup of milk is 4 chocolate scoops, or 1 scoop of chocolate is a 1/4 cup of milk, right? You can say it that way as well. How many of you have ever done something like this in the kitchen when you're making something? Have you ever doubled a recipe, made twice as much as you needed to, or half as much as you needed to? If you've done that, you're using proportional reasoning, okay? So then on the other problems that we were looking at, like this problem with tickets, if 3 tickets to a certain show cost $13.20, what would 7 tickets cost? And a lot of you said $30.80. Can you tell me how you got that answer? How you got that $30.80?
I took 1320 and divided by 3 and got 440 and then times 440 by 7.
Who else did it that way? Did anyone else do it that way? Yeah, so that's finding a unit rate or a price per something, right? Per 1 ticket. So you found out how much 1 ticket costs, and then you multiplied it by 7 to figure out how much 7 tickets cost. Some of you might have set up a proportion, but either way, this is the whole idea of how we do proportional reasoning. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing here. And then I know I gave you one more problem. Some of you got it, some of you did not. I'm just going to share a whiteboard. So on that last problem that I gave you, it said a recipe calls for 4 cups of flour for 6 tablespoons of shortening. And it said, how many tablespoons do you need for 6 cups? So if you have 6 cups, how many tablespoons? How did you do that problem? How would you figure this one out?
I think we did 6 divided by 4, which equals 1.5.
Okay. And then what?
And then 1.5 times 6 cups, which equals 9.
Did anyone else get 9 tablespoons? Anyone else get 9 tablespoons? Yesenia, I love that reasoning because basically you're saying how much bigger is 6 cups than 4 cups? Well, it's 1.5 times the amount, right? Because 1 whole amount would be 4, and then half of 4 is 2, right? So 2 plus 4 is 6. Same thing over here. Look at this. I can even do it this way. I could say 1 whole of 6 would just be 6. What's half of 6? 3. And then 3 plus 6 gives me 9. So it's the same thing. That's a nice way to do proportional reasoning. Some of you might have done it like this. Let me see. Let me get rid of that. So did anyone think of or remember this from school? 4 cups to 6 tablespoons. And this is 6 cups to how many tablespoons? Do you remember doing something like this? You could solve that proportion by cross multiplying if you wanted to. Sound familiar? Remember we did our percent problems way back? Way back? We did our percent problems this way. Okay, so just be aware that this is proportional reasoning, and it is a nice way to solve a lot of problems. You probably use it all the time and you didn't even know it. Okay. The last thing I want to talk to you about is your final exam project. And I think, let me put it in the chat because some of you are making some mistakes and you're going to lose points on it and you're going to be not happy. Okay. But the biggest thing you need to do is review your rubric. So let's take a look. Here's the presentation explanation. Okay. I really don't want to mess this up, but okay. So one thing I've noticed is that people aren't listing this item on their slides. Make sure you list the exact competency that you're using from the slides. Okay, I mean on your slides. And then look at this rubric. So you get 10 points if you have everything in your slides with all your mathematics shown. So you need a title slide. It needs to have your name. It needs to have the competency chosen. So it needs to be exactly listed from that list. I need to know your program of study. Even if it's undecided, just write it down. And then a unique math problem that you solve. Some of you are not including a math problem. You're just like telling me about something. And then a conclusion. So you get 10 points if you do all that. If you have good audio, it's organized, it's understandable and clear, you're going to get 5 points for that. If you can answer questions accurately, you're going to get 5 points for that. The biggest amount of points are in the mathematical accuracy. So make sure everything is accurate in there. You didn't make a mistake in your math. And it relates to your program of study. Vocabulary, you have the right units, everything like that, that's 5 points. And then if you pay attention to everybody else's. So I also have my sample slides somewhere. Here it is. I'll put this in the chat as well. I don't care if it looks like mine, you know, you can change the theme, you can change the look, but you need to have stuff in there. So some of you are like, oh yeah, I probably don't have enough math in there. Yeah, you probably don't. So you need to fix that. Okay. So you need your title of your presentation, your name. You can put your competency right here, or I have it right here. Where is it? Okay. Explain the course competencies you chose from the list and how it relates to your program of study. So for example, I'll just pick Olivia because I just looked at Olivia's, right? So Olivia's is about social work and hers was about data and statistics. So on this one, she would have picked organize, analyze, and display data using multiple representations. Okay, so she would have that on her slide and she would say something about how it's so important in social work to be able to read, organize, and examine data for, and she's going to give me all these social work reasons, right? That I don't know. Okay. But then she's going to pose a problem. Maybe she has some data and she wants to display it in a graph. So she's going to show the data and then she's going to say, that's going to be her problem, a unique problem we haven't seen yet. And then she's going to explain the mathematics behind it and how she creates a graph from that data. And she's going to talk about all the important parts of a graph, what type of data she has, why she picked that graph, and all of that. You can make it as interactive as you want. Like, you know how I always make you guys answer some questions? You guys can do that too. I don't care. But you need to have all of that mathy stuff in there. The other thing people forget are their citations, right? And their ending. So if you have vocabulary words, you can define those vocabulary words. And you can even cite our textbook that we have. Everybody knows we have textbooks, right? We have a textbook on the shelf in the virtual classroom. Have you ever looked at it? You know those textbook readings that you have? If you go to our course, let me see if I can make it look like ours. Can I go to the home page? Maybe not. The app is so different. Oh, maybe modules. Oh, I guess I can't see it right here. Hold on, I'll show it to you on here. All right, so here's our virtual classroom right here, right? So you have probability readings, statistics readings, and personal finance readings. So let's say, oh, you think yours is under personal finance. Here's the whole PDF document, right? You should be able to search it. Let's look up. Oops. Percent. So I was talking to Valerie about percents. You can find percents, percent increase, percent decrease. You can search for that word and it will find you, oh, look, here's some applications of percentages. So you can use these definitions. You can refer to this textbook as long as you cite it, and it might help you and be a great reference. Okay. But you need to have all of those things in your presentation. Don't forget it. Okay. So go through the rubric and make sure you have everything that you need. So any questions about presentation? No, you're making me nervous. I think Olivia, I helped Olivia. Yeah, Olivia? Okay, so if you need some help, make sure you get it from either the tutoring center or you send me a message like, can you take a quick look at this? I'm not going to grade it 100%, but I will definitely give you feedback on it, right? And tell you what you're doing well and what you're not doing well. So make sure your answer to Nana's chocolate milk is sufficient, right? I think I checked most of them. Valerie and Deshay, you can see everybody else's now, so make sure that's sufficient so I can give you credit on that. And then otherwise, all we have left are presentations. So make sure it is submitted by tomorrow night, even if you're not presenting till Monday. You can always change things, but at least submit it. Okay, I'll stick around if you have any questions. You do have an exit ticket, and it's a recipe problem, so I think you can do it. All right, good job today. I will see you tomorrow. Interesting. I think some of you aren't reading the exit ticket clearly enough. Because it just wants to know how much flour you need to add.